Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. Today we join the ladies at the Texas Women's Fly Fisher Club near San Antonio. They're going to tell us about why they formed their club, about the fly fishing that is available in Texas, and a whole lot more. It's going to be a great show. Stay with us. Today we're joining 4 members of the Texas Women's Fly Fisher Club near San Antonio to fish for rainbow trout. This club was started approximately 4 years ago when women recognized the need for an organization that would help and encourage women to discover the physical and psychological benefits of spending time in nature fly fishing. It is mid-January and slightly cool, but definitely comfortable. The ladies get dressed and proceed down to a small stream which is stocked with rainbow trout. We're just outside of San Antonio. This is a beautiful part of the state with an incredibly diverse range of historical landmarks and natural scenery. The Texas Women Fly Fishers is one of numerous clubs throughout North America started by women. I spoke to some of the ladies about why the club was started and why they joined.
We started Texas Women Fly Fishers 2 years ago. There were a handful of us that met at Homer Martin Ranch and discussed the possibility of having an organization just for Texas women. We found that that might be a little bit of a problem because we needed to invite the men. It wasn't okay just to be women. We call ourselves Texas Women Fly Fishers, but anybody's welcome. We have men, we have children that are involved in our club. But when we started, there were about maybe 10 or 15 of us that talked about possibly doing this. And in 2 years, we have 75 members. So it's been very exciting. And there are a lot of women who are interested. They feel intimidated maybe trying to learn from a man or a husband. So they come and fish with us, and we show them what to do and how to do it the best we can. It's really exciting. It's fun. And we're just all over Texas, not just Central Texas where we are now, but anybody in Texas is welcome.
Well, the biggest bonus is the camaraderie and the sharing and people knowing, hey, I know this place, let's go out there. And oh, hey, I know about this place, let's go out there. And women just working together with teamwork and going and doing what they just really enjoy, which is being in the outdoors. Maybe they might have some side interests like birding or rock collecting, wildflowers. So it's just everybody brings their special, unique passion to the table, as well as the collective interest, which is the fishing and the outdoors.
I joined the Texas Women Fly Fishers. First of all, I love the sport, fishing, and coming from a ranching community, I enjoy the outdoors. And it's given me an opportunity to meet new people and new places to go and fish around my own state. Learning more about the sport and learning where to go and the techniques on the different species of fish to catch. There's just a lot to learn and a lot to enjoy. I've met some lifelong friends, and I wouldn't have that opportunity to have met them otherwise. It's really good to have the camaraderie.
Texas Women Fly Fishers started because I formed a fly fishing outing for women about 2 years ago, And then after the day of fly fishing, I presented to the group, there were about 30 women there, I presented to them the concept of having a fly fishing club and having 6 outings and meetings per year and moving those all over the state. And they were really excited about it. They loved that idea, and that's how we got started. Now we have members in Houston, Dallas, Corpus, all over the state, in the hill country, and all different types of backgrounds, different types of women. And it's, I think it's just a great way for women to network with each other. This way women can meet each other and fly fish wherever they want to in Texas. There are a tremendous amount of women interested in fly fishing in Texas, and we try very hard to let all the women in Texas know that we exist so that they can come and fly fish with us. We can teach fly fishing, kayaking, canoeing, we can teach fly tying. It's all free. They can come on the outings and they can join whenever they want to. So we're trying to spread that message all over the state, and we hope our website and email address is, some of the ways we can do that. I'm pulling fly line off the reel so that I can just do a little roll cast and get line out. Once I get enough line out, what I'm gonna do now is start walking towards where I know there's a school of trout. And I'm casting away from them. I'm casting downriver because first I don't want the fly to sink because the bottom is kind of mucky. So I'm kind of keeping this fly active, keeping it up off the bottom. And it's a weighted fly. So I don't want it to sink. Not yet. And I'm casting away from the fish. In just a minute, I'm going to turn around and cast toward the fish. You go the opposite direction. But this is just what I'm doing, kind of keep the fly clean, keep the muck off of it, and cast in the opposite direction. Now I'm turning around and I can see rises up in front of me. And I'm just going to slowly circle around here. It's important to go slow in a stream because the fish can hear you. They hear everything that you're doing, every step. And fly fishing is a lot like hunting, so thinking about being quiet is important. I had a little strike there. Just a little one. Now I'm not making very long casts because I know there's some trout pretty close by. And I'm just going to continue walking upstream and making little casts. And start heading towards this fly, or this trout that continues to rise. There's one feeding up in front of me. There he is again. Woo! That gets a little exciting. There's one, another strike. There's some really hot action up in front of me with trout just leaping out of the water now. I really feel like I'll probably have one on here any time. And I'm stripping this fly pretty slow. The water is so clear, this tungsten head fly sinks very quickly. I think I'm up in them now. You got to drop back just a hair. I've cast a little different direction, and there's a fish! Yay! Ta-ta-da-da! Now there's 2 ways you can bring this fish in. You can reel it in, like I'm doing now, or you can strip it in. And most beginners strip a trout in or strip a bass in. It's just the common way. But reeling is a very nice way to bring in a fish too. And a lot of professionals prefer the reeling. The other thing that I think is important is to make sure that you don't get that fish out of the water, especially in rainbow trout or in trout fishing. Keep the fish out of it, down in the water, and release it with your hemostats or in the net. I don't know if you can see this, but what I'm going to do is just back the hook out of the trout's mouth, and he swims away. That way I don't have to touch the fish. Fish have a protective slime on their body, and when human hands touch it, it actually removes that protective slime and burns spots on their body that then later on a fungus can grow. So we try very hard and to practice catch and release and not to touch the fish.
Fly fishers all have different reasons why they like to fish and get out in nature. Despite misconceptions by many, the reasons women like fly fishing are the same as they are for men.
It's romantic. I think fly fishing is very romantic. It's graceful, it's beautiful. And when you're out, all your responsibilities seem to float away. Just get to have fun. When you're out fly fishing, you're looking all around, you're looking where you're going, you're watching the water, watching the wildlife out around you, and it's quiet, and yes, you observe a great deal more when you're fly fishing, I find, than when I'm regular fishing. The oneness with nature, I think, is one of the greatest attributes in fly fishing. It's just, usually you don't do it with a gang of people. You're not actually fishing the same hole, the same exact spot with a bunch of people. You're pretty much on your own. You may be fishing with others, but they're downriver or upriver from you, and you're just communing with God and nature and the fish alone. It's wonderful. It's very relaxing. It's wonderful.
Fly fishing is very conservation oriented. So if we pass on to women and to children an activity in the woods in the wild of Texas, we also pass on to them the ethics of conservation and preservation. And they learn about the birds, the animals, the water, and all of the different types of fish species, and learn how important it is to pick up not only things that they drop on the ground, but things that other people drop on the ground. It's the whole conservation idea of taking care of our rivers and our fisheries for the future. Some of the things I find about fly fishing are that intimate spiritual experience that you have with nature, and how that connects you with your own soul, with the nature of the fish, the water, the trees, and the plants. And it's a very intimate, non-competitive experience. You can go out and fish and fly fish in a creek or a stream here in Texas and have that type of intimacy that you can't have in front of a computer. And if we could just get people outside, more people outside, to experience this, once they did, they would never want to do anything else. They would just dream about it, and when they're in the office and working in business meetings, they'd think about it. Because that's what happens to every one of us that gets involved in fly fishing. It's just part of our soul.
Well, the beauty with fly fishing is that you're more evenly matching your skill with just what the fish are naturally feeding on. For example, you get a sense of if it's time of the day to be nymph fishing, which are the underwater emerging insects. And as the rhythm of the day changes and it's time for the hatchings to start, then you observe what it is that's coming off the water, and you change your fly. And so you almost become one with everything that's going on around you if you're going to be successful. You become one with the fish and where their habitat is, what they're feeding on, and then just learning to operate a fly rod successfully. It's like a dance, and you've just got to be so sensitive to where the line is, so that you know where your back cast is and where you want to land it. So it's very almost meditative in what happens, and you can just screen out so much else going on in the world and just attune to be part of Mother Nature's drama that's going on that river. Whoa. Yay. Ooh, nice. Come on. Get your head up. Ah. Good Willie Booker.
The method that seems to be working today for these rainbow trout is a short but steady retrieve. The principal fly being used is green woolly buggers in various shades, most with a cone head to help them get down deep. The key is to ensure the retrieve is relatively smooth and constant.
Come on. Come on, babe. Don't fight it. Easy, easy. That's not too bad. That's nice. Ah.
From videos to detailed websites, there's a multitude of instructional information available. However, your local fly shop is still one of the best places to get started. We spoke to the ladies about what they would recommend to anyone wanting to get started in fly fishing.
I would recommend anyone interested in fly fishing to find a good fly shop. Find a good outfitter. Go and talk to them. They're wonderful. They will help you get outfitted, whatever you need. They'll introduce you to people who are in various clubs. The next thing I would do is join a club. Fish with the people. Listen to them. we do fly tying, we do fly fishing. You want to get involved in all the different phases of it. It's just so rewarding, and it's wonderful fun. That would be what I would suggest. First, find a good fly shop. Let them help you get outfitted, then find some clubs.
Be sure you have instruction when you start off, because if you start off and your muscles and your brain are all learning the right moves at the right time at the very beginning, then you can just build on that. If you think you're going to teach yourself how to do it, you're going to go out and then you'll spend a whole another year unlearning everything you poorly taught yourself, and then have to catch on the right way. So just start off on the right foot and get someone to teach you that really knows what they're doing.
One of the greatest resources, and there are a lot of resources out there, there's fly shops. That's the first thing that would come to mind. But if you just go on the internet and look up the Federation of Fly Fishers, you can go to fff.com or do a search and find it. The national webpage for the Federation of Fly Fishers gives you all of the fly fishing clubs in the United States. The majority of fly fishing clubs in the United States belong to the Federation of Fly Fishers. So what I do when I'm going to go fish in Montana or Maine or Massachusetts, I look it up on the internet, look up the website, and then I look up Massachusetts and I see all the clubs, and there's an email address for a contact person. And I email and I ask lots of questions. Where can I fish? What can I use? What type of leaders and tippets? And they write back to you. So you can get all this information free of charge. And fly shops usually will have an email address too. But the Federation of Fly Fishers, I've found, has been the best resource. I have gone fishing with people I didn't even know just through using that website and that contact email address. And it's a fabulous resource. And I hope people will take advantage of it too. You know, when they look up Texas Women Fly Fishers and they see our email addresses, I hope they write to us and let us take them fishing.
The Texas Women Fly Fishers are certainly a great resource for everyone in Texas. Of more importance, this club certainly defines how popular fly fishing is becoming for women throughout North America. To learn more about women fly fishing, please visit our website at www.thenewflyfisher.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
That was great.
Hi, I'm Tom Rosenbauer. For videos like the one you just saw and more, subscribe to our channel. You don't want to miss our weekly uploads of educational videos, exciting trips, and much more.